I came up with a solution. I know we're going to expand the tournament. The question is not if, but when. You got 68. This is what I'm suggesting, Matt.
Okay.
You expand to 80. That gives you all four regions a first four. So you have 4 20-team regions. The first fours could take place at the one of the venues where the Thursday, Saturday, Friday, Sunday games will occur. So less travel, easier for fans to travel to one place, more flexibility regarding the timing and rest of the teams involved. If you go 72 or 76, that still leaves 2 regions uneven in terms of fairness, I guess. So if you're going to expand from 68, I would go to 80, and I think the math works out. What do you think?
Yeah, I absolutely hate it. So a couple things. One, I'm a listener to the show. Love listening to the pod during workouts. I thought what Krzyzewski said last week was terrific. I'm going to give you a little bit of intel and then some reporting. I have been tracking this story for as long as it's been a topic, I guess. And I think that expansion is very much on the table. And I would lean more likely than not. But I will just tell you, I've talked with some of the most important people involved in these decisions. And there is pushback to this idea. And when Krzyzewski came on your show and said, we should not even be talking about this because we don't even know the environment we're going to be in 5 years, he is 100% on the money. Okay. We don't know what the media environment or the television environment will be when this current contract runs out. And the contract, I work for CBS and Turner have the contract. They're not going to just willingly, they have the best deal in sports. This is a great deal on the television side. They're not going to just break this. So if they want to expand it, also keep this in mind. If you expand the men's tournament, you will have to expand the women's tournament as well. There are so many logistical things that go into it. 80, I understand what you're saying. This should be hard to get into. We just had conference.
I'm not in favor of expansion, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm giving you it's going to happen, and if it does, this is my solution. I wouldn't have expanded it to 68 to begin.
I agree. We're about to hit what I call the Goldilocks zone at about midnight tonight, where we have 64 teams in the tournament. It is perfect. Okay, we live in that until about 12:15 on Thursday when the first game, Mississippi State, Michigan State, will tip off on CBS. That's the Goldilocks zone. I love living in that because that is the bracket as it should be, and it's perfect state. There are people in college sports. I talked to a conference commissioner of note a week ago. Does not want to expand the tournament. Is in those conversations. If it ain't broke, don't break it, was that commissioner's words to me. I really hope it doesn't expand. Here's the thing. I don't know if you'll find one thing in all of American sports where the majority of American sports fans are on the same side than this issue. Almost nobody wants to expand the tournament. The only people that do are coaches that want to increase their job security, which they won't, because then, as you've said before, if you don't make the tournament, you should be fired.
Yes.
Okay. And the conference commissioners that are trying to get more money, you can rearrange those kind of deals. There is no reason to expand the NCAA tournament. It will not. There has not been a single person who has been able to give me a viable reason why the tournament and the sport would be bettered by having even a 69th team into it. One example of this that I'll give you why it shouldn't expand. Take your show, for example. You got to cover the sport nationally. Do a great job of doing it, Dan. You almost never bring up college basketball in November, December, and nor should you for a national show. You think the sport will add any more relevance if there are 80 teams getting into this thing? No, you need to make November and December as urgent as possible by encouraging the high majors to play each other so that those games carry significance. And it actually gets to a point where it's like, whoa, is St. John's going to get into the field? Is Seton Hall going to get into the field? Will Indiana State make it? There is an urgency, attention to this sport over the previous week because there's 68. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's just right. I hope they don't expand it. And I do anticipate, in talking to sources, that we will have clarity on a timeline on this year at some point, whether it's the spring, summer, or fall. We will know where the direction that this is going.